Good evening, everyone. My name is Shanté Hamilton John, and I am a proud NJ LEEP senior. I grew up in Georgetown, Guyana, the only English-speaking country in South America. In the search for a better life, many of my family members migrated to the United States throughout my childhood. When I was 5, my mother joined them. She wanted to stay with her children and was angry when she learned she would have to leave us behind. But she knew that it was the right decision and the best way to ensure me and my sister a brighter future. When my mother left Guyana, my grandmother assumed full responsibility for us. In Guyana, I spent a lot of time in church and around adults. Expectations were too high, even in the education system, and I felt like I couldn't experience a true childhood where I could make mistakes and learn from them. When I was 9, I spent most of my days with Pip from Great Expectations, rather than playing outside like kids my age. I grew up too quickly. I know that affected my ability to be comfortable befriending or even talking to people my own age. That all changed during one of my regular phone calls with my mother. She was helping me plan my birthday party, and I needed a theme. She told me to watch Hannah Montana. Little did she know she was introducing me to my very first hero. For those of you who don't know, which I'm sure there are very few here, Hannah Montana is a show about a teenage rock star leading a double life as a regular schoolgirl. Hannah Montana became my first role model, my first idea of what a hero could represent and what I could become. She made me feel like a child again. What really resonated with me was the way Hannah always carried herself with great humility and maturity. Looking up to Hannah was one of the first times in my life that I was given permission to believe that I too could achieve greatness. After 6 years, 4 months, and 3 days, my sister and I finally reunited with our mother in the United States. I was excited to finally be moving with my mother, but as the days grew closer for me to say goodbye to the life and the people that I was used to in Guyana, I became nervous. Things were about to change. I was moving to a place with bigger and better opportunities and resources, but I would be a very small fish in a very big pond. Even though I did not yet feel ready, I was excited that this was going to be my new life. When I started school in New Jersey, I was very reserved and kept to myself. I wasn't used to being around so many people my own age, and with my thick Guyanese accent, I found it hard to make friends. I accepted the fact that my social life was non-existent and instead sought to learn from and form relationships with my teachers that I still talk to today. It was through the help of my English teacher that I discovered my second role model, the remarkable Atticus Finch. When I first read To Kill a Mockingbird, I didn't know what to make of it. It took 3 reads for me to really appreciate and understand everything Atticus stood for and why. He was smart, he was humble, brave, and selfless. He was willing to go up against the masses to stand up for what he felt was right, even though he knew it could cost him everything: his reputation, his family, and his home. Atticus helped me begin to clarify some of my own values, the desire to do my best and seek to advocate for things in which I believe. He became my first idea of what a decent person should be. He made me start to think more about my future, and he made me realize that I didn't know where to start on my quest to be great and do great things. By 8th grade, I was starting to make friends, my grades were improving, and I was trying to participate in more school-related activities. Despite this, deep inside me were some questions. How do I become my role models? And how do I become a star while remaining humble and normal? I didn't know how to answer these questions, and I didn't know where to start on my quest to be successful. I was a lost first-generation student. Then I learned about NJ LEEP. It had been about a year since I had migrated from Guyana to the US, and I was still getting used to the different cultural customs. When Ms. Sloan came to my school to recruit 8th graders to the program, my life changed. I will admit the $100 stipend for completing the summer program was a big motivating factor for me. But the questions that Ms. Sloan asked were intellectually stimulating, and the discussion she sparked took me back to my heroes. I started to see a path to become my heroes through LEEP, and I started to have my questions answered. I had not really thought about college at that point, but I knew I needed a new environment, and I knew that LEEP was about to join this path. I completed the application for LEEP and was happy to hear that I had been accepted into the Summer Law Institute, or SLI. SLI was eye-opening to me. I learned so much about the way law works, the work that goes into being a lawyer, and most importantly, the difference between a good lawyer and a great lawyer. I got the chance to work on a battered woman syndrome case at age 13. I cross-examined witnesses in real courtrooms in front of real judges, all before starting high school. I should have been envious that some of my friends were at the beach or at parties, but even then I knew that LEEP would give me the skills and experiences that would prepare me for my professional career and my personal life. My hero's journey was looking clearer and clearer. My time at LEEP has taught me how to better communicate and connect with my peers. The knowledge and the skills I learned at LEEP have made me a better writer and a better public speaker. I learned that it is okay to be vulnerable, that it is okay to let my guard down. Self-expression is celebrated at LEEP, and if I didn't get that type of encouragement, then I wouldn't have taken the risk of writing my own plays at school. This year, I wrote a modern-day interpretation of Romeo and Juliet titled Love Has No Color, The Story of Ryan and Jade, with race as a central theme. I also wrote a modern-day interpretation of The Breakfast Club, which seeks to explore and debate the impediments to a gender-equal society. With these artistic pieces, I was able to do for many of the students at my school what LEEP has done for me these last 4 years. Spark intellectually stimulating conversations, and challenge my peers to think more deeply about issues that matter. If not for the incredible sacrifices made by my family a long time ago, I would not be here. My family is and always will be my backbone and my support system. I'm sorry. My grandmother and mother both sacrificed so much for my sister and me, and because of them, I was able to discover a program, a community, as great as LEEP. LEEP has helped me become the person I am now, and my dreams are starting to look like reality. I can now answer the 2 questions that were once deep inside me. How do I become my role models, and how do I become a star while remaining humble and normal? Aspirations and dreams are no good without the proper skills and the proper resources. I have always admired Hannah Montana and Atticus Finch, and I have always wondered how a girl like me could ever accomplish half of what they did. Thankfully, I now have the beginning of those answers. My hard work and the self-expressive attitude that my family and the LEEP community fostered in me helped me gain acceptance into one of the most prestigious colleges in the nation, Wesleyan University. Thank you. Starting this fall, I will have the opportunity to continue to grow and learn, and find a balance between artistry and skills. I am so grateful to my family and the LEEP community for believing in me and helping me become the young woman that I am today. Thank you.